spoke on the significance of the relationship between religion and media, that it's a historic relationship. It's not something that's formed in the last 100 years, but if you go back to the Protestant Reformation, you see that the invention of the printing press was largely part of the impetus for the Protestant Reformation, because it democratized people's access to the Bible and to interpreting the Bible. If you move up to the 1800s and you think about the abolitionist movement, it's the development of pamphleteering and the ability of slaves to tell their own stories so that people could hear about the horrendous kind of nature of slavery and be compelled to act. And so that's print media. But once you get to the early 1920s, you see the development of radio, and you see Christians getting involved in radio distribution so that they can spread the gospel. But then there is a tension between what kind of Christianity do we want to share. There's a division between those who see themselves as a part of mainline churches who are associated with the National Council of Churches, and you see those who are associated with more fundamentalist, evangelical, even charismatic groups who feel kind of locked out of religious media, radio broadcasting. And not until 1960 do you see a shift changing where they had divided into sustaining time and paid time programming. Sustaining time was basically free airtime for mainline churches, and charismatic organizations, evangelical and Pentecostal organizations had to basically pay for airtime throughout the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And so with that shift from the FCC's ruling in 1960, you see more paid time broadcasting. So then you see the kind of avalanche of evangelical, charismatic, Pentecostal groups on television preaching particular kinds of gospels, and the relationship between many of them and their political commitment, so that you see the development of the Moral Majority and the Christian Coalition coming out of much of religious broadcasting. And so the question for 2013, given the advancement of social media in the mid-2000s, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, is what will the Christian church do now? How will we democratize media in such a way that not only those who are kind of considered members of evangelical, charismatic, fundamentalist groups, but also those who are on the social gospel side of a message, how will they then use media? Those who preach a liberation theology, how will they use media to advance the cause of the gospel? And so we're at the cusp of something very new, something very different, but something that I believe has the possibility to really transform the landscape for today.
Thank you.